in a world where instant gratification is wanted and desired, you have to keep going. You have to keep going. You cannot get what you want in an instant. Change is not linear. Nothing in life is linear. Right now, my financial is not a linear. And if it is linear, it's down. You have ebbs and flows. You have ups and downs. And you cannot get to the up without going to the down. And it can be very, very challenging being like in the down and you're like, well, this ain't getting better. But it can't get better until it gets worse. Your room cannot get fully cleaned until it gets fully trashed, if you get what I'm saying. You just have to keep going. And I know that's easier said than done. But we cannot be quitters. We cannot be quitters. There are instances where, yes, you need to remove things from your life. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is if you want to chase your dream, go at it, babes. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. But you have to go through the challenge. You have to go through the heartbreak to get to the other side. You need a person to not treat you well, if you put up with that, in order to know your worth. Speaking of experience, from experience, not speaking of experience, but you have to go through different experiences, good and bad, to get to the place that you will end up. Like, I think of my life. I'm not in the best place I could be. I'm living with my parents, post-grad, severely in debt. But this is where I need to be. Because if I was not, girl, I would not be able to pay off my debt as fast as I'm hoping to. And yeah, so it's just like you have to keep going because life is tough for everyone. And I think like when I was younger, I would watch a lot of like, not content. I feel like social media back in the day was like all the, yay, this is my highlight reel, not what's actually happening. But I feel like social media is changing that landscape and people are being more real, being more honest. But also it's like kind of like what the movies were like, showing the good and the bad, but mainly the good. And like fairy tales, if you grew up watching fairy tales, you're just like, oh my gosh, life is so great and amazing. And I'm not saying that it's a negative thing, but even no matter like if you have a bad perspective on life, a negative or a positive perspective on life, it's still going to be rough and there are still going to be tough moments, but there's also beauty in those tough moments. There is beauty in everything, in sorrow and grief. As someone who has gone through the experience of grief, I can tell you that for a fact. Like, I've had to grieve for so many things before that thing fell apart. And let me tell you, like, yes, it's so difficult, but it's so beautiful because there's beauty even in grief and there's beauty in everything. There's God in everything, and God created everything. He created this world. He created you. He created the life you're living. Like, what can get better than that? So keep your chin up and keep going. Press through, because every day is a step, hopefully in the right direction and hopefully closer to where you want to be. And without those facts, you're just slipping and sliding backwards. And if you're slipping backwards, you still have time to move forward, but you don't want to wake up in 20 years in a job you hate, in an environment you don't want to be in, and regret it. If you're young like me and you have the means to follow your dreams and to chase your dreams, chase them. You can chase it alongside a regular job. You can chase it, whatever your dreams may be, whether that's a family, a marriage, whatever, or just like what you want your life to look like. Like, I think a lot of us, but me especially, like, I'm like, oh wait, no, that's for when I am done with school, or that's when I can chase that when I am this age or that age, or when my loans are paid off. I'm not gonna like just willy-nilly not pay my loans, guys. I am going to pay them. And if I'm not making money, I've got to do something to make money in order to pay for that. But I'm just saying, like, you can still chase your dreams alongside what you're doing. Like, my parents, for example, they didn't own a house until I was in college, and they chased that dream. They saved every penny they had, and yeah, they still are paying it off, but they're still chasing that dream, and they're still chasing their dreams. And like, my dad waited for a really, really good paying job for years and years and years, and he was able to finally make a career switch that got him into the job that he is now. And it's like, you can still chase your dreams and have a family. Like, my dad chased his dream of like doing science, and he still had a family, and I'm still here to live the tale. Was it hard? Yeah. Was it difficult? Yeah. But we got to live abroad. We probably would not have had that opportunity if he didn't pursue the career he pursued. And that's a fact. So if you want to go like travel the world, go travel the world. You can do that while still having a job and paying your bills. Like, you can do all that you want. You just can't give up. Because the moment you give up, you might be stopping right before something pivotal could happen. And that would be hella disappointing to look back and be like, damn, that could have been me. But you don't know until you try. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I know that's not my quote I made up ever. Someone's quote. I really don't know who, but it's a very well-known quote. But yeah, I hope this encouraged you, and I'll see you in the next one.